Frankfort Light is located on the North Breakwater in the harbor in Frankfort, Michigan. A channel between Lake Betsie and Lake Michigan was first dredged in the 1850s in order to help with development in the area. Two long wooden piers, a south pier and a north pier, were built at the mouth of the channel. With these improvements, Frankfort became the most northerly improved harbor on Lake Michigan's eastern shore. Frankfort became a lifesaver for boats traveling this far north that were seeking a harbor of refuge due to the difficult weather. The original Frankfort Lighthouse was built at the end of a south pier, which had an elevated catwalk. It was built and lit in 1873. The light was a fixed red light which was 25 feet tall. It had a 6th order Fresnel lens that had a range of 11 miles. By 1884, the light had been moved further out as the pier was extended. At that time, an oil shed and boathouse, equipped with a crane and winch for hoisting the station's boat, were built alongside the light at the end of the pier. In the 1890s, the Toledo, Ann Arbor, and North Michigan Railroad began operating a pair of railroad car ferries between Frankfort and Kewaunee, Wisconsin. Service was also added to Menominee, Manistee, and Manitowoc during this period. Also during this time, a fog bell was added on top of a pyramidal tower that stood just behind the light tower. In 1897, a rear light was placed about 600 feet back towards the shore from the main light, towards the center of the elevated catwalk. This created a range light system and helped to simplify locating the opening between the two piers. In 1900, the base of the main light tower was enclosed to house a fog signal apparatus formerly used at the Chicago Pierhead Lighthouse. Around this time, the striking mechanism for the old fog bell was shipped to the St. Joseph Lighthouse Depot. In 1912, a new steel pyramidal tower, the current Frankfort Light, was erected on the North Pier. Covered in steel plates that have served as a storm-protecting shell, the white painted structure stood 44 feet tall. It had a fixed red 4th order Fresnel lens, which had a visible range of 12 miles. The lens lantern from the South Pier range light was moved to a tall wooden post erected behind the new light on the North Pier. Thus, the range system moved over to the North Pier. By 1917, the South Pier had a new light, further illuminating the way, and the foot of the North Pier had an oil house and a storehouse. Frankfort got power during this time, and the lights out on the piers got electricity in 1919, which increased the intensity of the lights so they could be seen from even further away. In the 1920s, car ferry volume through Frankfort's harbor continued to increase. So, the Corps of Engineers built a pair of concrete breakwaters, arrowhead breakwaters, at the harbor entrance in order to create a basin to protect the harbor. In 1932, the current light, along with its fog signal, was removed from the North Pier and relocated by barge to the outer end of the North Breakwater. The original pyramid-style lighthouse, which is 44 feet tall, was increased in size by placing it on top of a new 2-story addition, which is a tall, square steel base. The light now stands 67 feet tall and can be seen for 16 miles. A radio beacon was established on the North Breakwater in 1932. Before long, the long, wooden North and South piers were no longer needed, so they were removed. In 2011, the lighthouse was transferred from the U.S. Coast Guard to the city of Frankfort. talk about an incredible experience that happened to us at the Frankfort Light. Our first visit to the Frankfort Light was a very special visit for us. In fact, it was magical. That summer, we had visited all of the lighthouses along Lake Michigan from Holland all the way up to the Mission Point Lighthouse north of Traverse City, except for the Frankfort Light. So a lot was coming together for us at Frankfort that day in terms of our unexpected summer adventures, and we were very excited.
Yes, we are to our final destination for sure to connect everything of lighthouses. So by the age of a young 7, we have now connected all the lighthouses all the way from where?
South England to all the way to the old Mission Peninsula. I can't believe we made it, we're here! We were both extremely joyful when we finally made it out to the lighthouse. About halfway back to the shore on the pier, Dad and I unexpectedly stopped and we started to jump up and down. We shouted, "We did it! We did it! We did it!" We shouted it for a long time with our hands up in the air. It was the happiest I've ever seen Dad. He and I were so excited. Then, at that exact moment, just as we were starting to walk back towards the shore on the long pier, 2 ducks flew low over our heads. They landed in the water about 50 yards to our right. Dad was so happy that he immediately saw this as a sign. He said, "Those ducks are going to lead us back to shore. Right out here is where we did it dance." And then the ducks flew over our head. Dad said that those ducks are going to lead us back to the shore. Then the ducks landed just over there. Then they swam to us and swam with us. When the ducks started to get close, one duck turned away from us and headed towards the shore. But the other duck came straight towards us till it was right next to us alongside the pier.
This is the universe talking to us.
Yeah, look at the duck.
So we
He's waiting for us to walk.
Yeah. So absolutely. So Owen, what did this bird and that bird up ahead just do while we were jumping up and down saying we did it, we did it, we did it?
They flew over. We started walking towards the shore again, and the duck started to swim right alongside us.
Is this duck following us or what?
Yes, he followed.
Was that one of the funnest moments we've ever had in our lives?
Yeah.
Jumping up and down.
Oh no, the other duck.
I know, look at Owen, this one's tailing off. Look at this. And now this one's coming up to greet us. Now this one's coming up to greet us. This is the universe in action.
When we got closer to the shore, the other ducks swam right towards us, and the first duck swam away a little ways. So now, the second duck was swimming right alongside us as we approached the shore. And swam with us, and they led us all the way back to the shore.
Owen, did other people just walk by?
Yes.
Did the duck follow the other people?
No, the other one followed us too, look. And then the other one's ahead of us, stopping for us.
One followed us in, and then the other escorted us in.
The other one's saying hi to us.
Cool.
And they're both following us now. How long will we stay here for?
Would you say it's pretty amazing that they followed us all the way to shore? Are you starting to believe it a little bit?
Yeah.
How far out were we when they buzzed us?
Really far. I can't believe that they're still here.
This has been a really long time that they've been here.
They're coming up shore. I'm sure. They've been here for a long time.
The first one swam right towards us and then turned when we got there and ushered us in until the other one was swimming towards us.
They're coming towards us. Incredibly, the 2 ducks hung out with us for 20 more minutes. They kept walking back and forth in front of us, exploring the beach as we watched with amazement. Look at how close they're getting! Look at them!
So the seagulls spooked them a little bit again, but they're staying right here.
I was just starting to send them love, and then they came back.
Oh, and this happened right after we were jumping up and down, having the most fun we could have. That's what they saw us doing.
This is the closest they've been to us.
Right at the end, Owen, of us seeing all of our lighthouses, connecting that connection. This is what the universe does. Do you think the average person would believe this?
No.
Do you believe this?
Yeah. This is so amazing. Other people on the pier also stopped to enjoy the ducks. A boy even splashed out into the water after the ducks. This scared the ducks and they swam away. That was fine with us, as we were happy just to have had a little time with the ducks. To celebrate, we jumped up and down again doing our We Did It dance. We were so grateful for the incredible experience. And then, we couldn't believe it when after we completed our dance, the wonderful ducks came back.
There's a youngster out there chasing them. But where do the ducks want to come to?
Us. We sat back down on the pier and continued to enjoy being with them. That same kind of situation happened 2 more times. As the ducks got scared off, we did our dance and the ducks returned. The last 2 times I wanted to do the dance just because I really believed it would bring the ducks back. And it did. They just kept hanging out with us.
So we did our little jump up and down thing. We connected to God some more, and what happened?
The ducks came back. Wow, they're so cool. It certainly was a magic moment in our lives.
Do I love you guys a little bit or a lot? And we're jumping up and down, and these birds flew over our heads about 200 yards out that way.
Wow, this is so awesome.
Tearing up.
Wow.
So they were leaving, and then what did we do again?
Jumped up and down.
And said what?
We did it. And they came back.
Did they follow those people?
No.
Did they follow any of the other 7 groups of people?
No.
Did they follow us?
Yeah. Now that you said that, they're coming back. Why don't we jump up and down one last time?
Oh, and so now we walked over here. And what happened over here?
The ducks came to us.
I know, even with all the
Again.
people, even when the people scaring them a little bit.
Finally, it was getting time for us to go, but the ducks still hadn't left. We said our goodbyes.
Thank you so much for an experience we will never forget. We will never forget it. Owen, remember this forever. This is what happens when you connect. This is what happens when you live life the way that God wants you to live it.
If you want to know more details about that story, check out my chapter 4, Leading Us Back. We also had a surprisingly similar and equally incredible experience with some cute little wading birds called Sanderlings at a pierhead beacon in Saugatuck. We love it when nature speaks to us. To hear more about that exciting story, check out Chapter 7, the Saugatuck Sanderlings.
So remember Flutter, and then just 3.5 weeks later, we got these ducks.
While we were here earlier today, I saw a butterfly, and that butterfly stayed with us a long time. I even got a chance to touch it. If you want to know about another awesome butterfly story, check out my Chapter 3, The Wounded Butterfly.
Yes, he's doing it.
We came across a wounded butterfly that we named Butterfly. Betsie Lighthouse. Check out my video on that. This is the exact location where we saw the ducks.